Hello YouTube, welcome to my photo editing videos. In this video I want to show you how I edit my picture that I took with telephone. So continue. Firstly, I always make the image more flat. That's why I decrease highlights and increase shadows. As always, most of my pictures I do the same thing. The basic rule for me is this. In here with two fingers, if you move the sliders to the right or the left in shadows, whites and blacks or highlights, you will see the way to apply the effect. So I decrease a bit exposure and then continue with the curves. But here I want to remind you, don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. I became more motivated. In the curves, I always do a bit contrast, and here I want to increase like blue tones in sky, even the red tones in the sky to give a bit sunset view. So I also touch to the greens and trying here to see where is where it affects. So this is the curve how I made, and the next I continue with the colors, and this is the most important one for every picture. So I increase a bit tint and a bit vibrance, but not too much because there's a dangerous colors like green and yellow. So I went to color mix. I start with the reds. I try to see where the reds are affecting. So I decrease a bit hue, saturation, and continue with the reds. And here I look for the yellow. So I decrease to yellow. So I continue with the science, because you see in the water, in the sea, there is more science. So I want to apply to the sea. I use a bit luminance to brighten up. So I want to balance the color with sea and the sky. So I use blues. If you swipe, use to the left, you are going to see a bit science. And if you do it to the right one, you are going to see more purplish color. Continue, I added a bit clarity to the stones. Like when I see this type of stones, it gives much more texture. Split toning is one of the trick for every image. If you want to do an Instagram picture, the important point is not to affect too much, because too much is disaster for everything. I also add a bit sharpening. I add mask. This mask, it's not this. It's a bit same, but it's not completely the same that we saw in the Photoshop. With the mask, it affects only the white places. Like if you swipe with two fingers, you will see that one. I touch a bit saturation, because after this adjustment was a bit overdose saturated, so I decreased to -8. The secret of this tutorial is radial filters. The radial filter it changes the image completely. Here I saw like two lamps that turned off, so I tried to turn the lights on. So I used radial filters, a bit exposure, a bit temperature to the right, because like the lamps are not like purely white, they're sometimes they're a bit yellowish, so I did it to the next one also to give an light on effect. A bit yellowish to this light also. Here, like, don't forget to subscribe me and like the video if you like it. Here I added one more radial filter to the stone. I want the viewer eye goes to the stone and to the background, to the scene, so that's why I add more radial filters. I also add to the other stone exposure a bit up, and I am going to give it a bit yellowish color. I also want the viewer's eye see the nice plants on the left side of the picture. So I also use that part a bit radial filter. I also made like ground a bit whiter because I thought it's dark. So if you color grade an image, then if you increase the exposure a bit, it's going to stay pure white, so you need to match color also. That's why I add yellow a bit. I also add I add the radial filters everywhere. Here I add everywhere. You need to add also to your pictures. So I add even to the bird, but it's very difficult to add to the bird because the bird is only the component in the sky. So if you add and if you do it too much, the viewers are going to catch that one that you apply that effect to the bird. So in the brick I added one more because I thought it's a bit dark, so I try to fix them. It's like you can add to the trees, but it's going to be better if you add a brush. Here I softed brush. You need to soft brush too much, so you need to zoom in the picture and you need to touch of the tree where you want to apply the effect. Here I zoomed too much, so I affected some of the bright parts, so I want to make a bit contrast in the tree. So while you touch this one, and later on you are going to add a bit exposure and a bit saturation, you can add like yellowish, so it's going to be same, like saturated a bit. You can also do with radial filters. It's going to be a bit more, it's going to take more time, so it's easy to do with brush. thing that I forgot to add, I also added the radial filter to the background. So I want to make a sunset view. I added a bit yellow and saturated a bit, so I decreased clarity, because in the professional picture, if you want to turn in a really professional image, you always see like a bit blurry the background. And here I added a bit vignetting. This is the one of the most important and one of the things that I always do it. As you see, the before and the after, how we change the image totally. And this is it. This is the end of the video. Thank you guys. See you with the next videos.